All right, welcome to another episode of Lifestyles. I'm your host, Craig Sewing. We got an exciting show for you. We're going to be going downtown with Errol Asuncion. This guy is iconic in the social scene here in San Diego. We're going to learn about the invention of the fireball shot. We're going to have a lot of fun with that one. Also, we're going to dive into some of the micro markets here in San Diego. Our co-hosts, Jen Morris and Lindsey Tuer, are going to take us out in the marketplace to visit with real estate icons Marty and Maxine Gellens. And then we're shooting up north to visit with Ann Brazolis. We got an amazing show. Let's go ahead and get it started right now. So here we are with the Errol Asuncion, who has become a great friend of mine over the years, and we are at The Bootlegger.
The Boot.
So it would make sense to have, I'm just kidding, it's just a prop, but the fireball shot. Thanks for having us down here, man. This is something that you've had your fingerprints all over the growth of. It's one of the more successful bar/restaurants in San Diego, but you've done a lot of other things. But start us right where we're at. Tell us about Bootlegger, your guys' vision, where you're at, where you're going.
Yeah, it's actually a wonderful story. Bootlegger was brought on by friends that worked in the industry that saw a real need for another, call it your own Cheers in San Diego, specifically in the East Village area. So we were very fortunate to find this property, and my partners are all, again, steeped in the industry, years of it.
You included.
100%. Yeah. And the great thing about it is that it all happened organically. So from the get-go, as most of business owners know, it's not always a straight trajectory. You know, there was bumps around the whole.
I mean, and I got to remind our audience, we're right in the heart of downtown. If you don't hear the sirens or the fire trucks going by, and obviously we got a lot of people here already at lunch, so bear with us on the elements.
Well, the good thing, every time you hear that, for me, it resonates, a fireball shot, every time you hear that fire truck.
It would be a sin right now if we did not.
I think we should.
All right.
All right.
So here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Fireball. So explain the fireball shot, man. Let's skip to that.
Yeah, so it's a great concept, great idea that we all, to be honest, I can't even remember who put it together, but because the Station 4 is right down the street, and
Fire station,
yeah, number 4 is right down the street, and we really, we believe in what they do, we know they work hard, so we put up a bell, and this new product came around. This is 2011.
When you say product, fireball. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just made sense. Every time they came around, we put a bell up there, we ring the bell, we put the fire truck lights on, and we do shots of fireball for $4.
Aren't you like one of their most successful venues in the country?
Yeah, we literally went through like at least 3 cases a week during that time. So I can honestly say that there was a lot of fireball happening here in Bootlegger.
Yeah, so we're at Bootlegger, which is a very iconic spot, but you've also been involved with a lot of things. Every time I chat with you, it seems like you got something new going on. So what are some of the other things happening in the downtown social scene?
Well, San Diego actually has been blowing up. I'm really excited. When I moved here in '96, there was nothing here. And in fact, this area you wouldn't even walk into, but the groups that have been putting this together, you're like, not just our social syndicate, but the RMD group with Sidebar, Flux, we have Omnia's in town from Las Vegas, we have the Vrant group doing really well, Barley Mash. It's its own like community within the bar restaurant scene, and it's just been flourishing. So
how do you, my dad was in the bar and restaurant industry, and it's a challenging one. In fact, even if you look right here, there was several failures here before Bootlegger came along. So how do you guys identify the good spots to go and attract the masses the way that you do?
That's an interesting question, because a lot of these things are just plain luck. I mean, you plan it, you want to make sure that you're in the most visible spot. We were very lucky to be on the corner of 8th and Market, super focused to where this area is growing. But we also, internally, we saw the need for where the people want to go. We want a very open, inviting area. I mean, nightclubs are awesome, but we want people that on the everyday can just come in, have a great meal, have a nice beer, have a great conversation with the person next to you. So that was, for us, was one of the things that really struck gold. And there's other spots here too in the San Diego area, because we have the ballpark right here. The city's just thriving. There's so many beautiful things, and opening up our doors to doing these garage doors has been clutch for us as well. And other venues are doing the same because we're in San Diego.
Yep.
You know, we're taking advantage of this beauty and people are really being successful from it.
So one of the cool things about downtown that I think is that it's being built the right way. It's like San Diego has the luxury of being one of the later emerging cities. So they're developing the commercial side, the restaurants, the social scene, but also the residential side. I mean, parks and recreation, all this stuff is being developed down here right now. And I know that San Diego is becoming this kind of offshoot of San Francisco from innovation, entrepreneurship, which I don't know if people know this about you. Not only are you the social guy here in all these bars and restaurants, but you're also an entrepreneur, and you guys are developing something really cool.
Yeah.
Share the story.
Yeah, so we have a company called industry.co, not com, .co. Think of us as the LinkedIn for the service and hospitality industry. So the 17 million people working in bars, restaurants, nightclubs, and hotels, they use Craigslist. They don't go to LinkedIn because that's not really the space for them. Yeah, it's mostly for corporate, but you know, as a waiter, as a bartender, where do you showcase yourself? So we created a platform, which is awesome, that's specifically to this niche. It was about 2 years ago that we kind of came to the idea. I get 20 to 30 phone calls a day, text, emails for people, hey, I need a job. I have business saying, hey, I really need to find the right person. Where do you go for that? So industry was the answer that we were able to give to the world, and it's been really awesome. We're not just in brick and mortars, we also do events. So Kaboo, that event that was this past week.
Concert, yeah.
It was amazing.
You guys were involved with that?
Yeah, we brought over 140 employees to the table for them.
So this was the huge San Diego concert that had, what, 100 bands, multiple venues? I went to, it was great, yeah.
Chefs, they had multiple venues. It was phenomenal.
So how were you guys involved in that?
What they wanted, and which was really unique, is that not to say that the concessionaires weren't doing a great job, but they really wanted to showcase what San Diego's actual populace were like. So some of the bartenders that you would see at other venues, they wanted to see those faces working at the event as well. So gave it a little bit more personality, a lot better, like lots of the service was stepped up in that respect. So we brought that because our whole niche is we have those people on our platform and they're able to service that and give these people another opportunity to get outside of just their bar and earn extra money, so it was great.
So Lifestyles is a show really celebrating the fact that we live in America's finest city. You're as connected as anybody down here. What do we have to look forward to, man? Is there anything on the horizon, concerts, restaurants, anything you know of?
You know, there's always something new coming up. There's a lot of food festivals, galas that are in here. I mean, you got the most beautiful place in the country that you can celebrate that. I'm really excited right now, though. It's football season. You know, this bar specifically goes. It's really busy and it's fun. It's a great atmosphere. Outside of that, you know, you can walk up and down the street and find something new, or go to the beach, or find something exciting.
Well, Errol, thanks for bringing us in here, showing us around Bootlegger and certainly all of downtown San Diego. Thanks for the fireball shot. I got to get back and do some stuff. It's weird being down here in a suit today.
Well,
you look nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Cheers.
America's finest city. We're celebrating it. Back to the show.
Hi, I'm Lindsey Tuer for Lifestyle San Diego. We're here at the Bridges Golf Club in the beautiful town of Rancho Santa Fe. I'll be speaking with a woman who dominates the real estate market here in the ranch, the one and only Ann Brazolis from Pacific Sotheby's. Hi Ann, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, thanks for having us down here. It's absolutely gorgeous today. And the weather has been so nice.
That's amazing, yeah. The weather in Rancho Santa Fe is probably one of its biggest attributes. It's just gorgeous year-round.
And you know Rancho Santa Fe very well. You've been here a long time, and so give us a little background of the history of Rancho Santa Fe.
Well, the ranch, as the locals call it, was developed back in the 20s, and It really was kind of by accident, which is interesting. The Santa Fe Railroad was here and planted eucalyptus trees, thinking that they would be the perfect background for the railway cars, for them to build the railway. It was started really as a retirement community, and that couldn't be further from the truth today. But so the history of the ranch goes back into the 20s, and a very strong covenant, HOA, is what drives the Rancho Santa Fe covenant part of the ranch. And then over the past, I would say 30 years, we have now 37 enclaves of what we call Rancho Santa Fe properties. And the Bridges, where we are today, happens to be one of the newest, most luxurious golf communities.
And there's about 5 to 7 different golf communities within the area in Rancho Santa Fe.
There are.
Okay.
There are. The Covenant Golf Course is the most, probably, well, one of the most well-known, let's say that. It was developed by the original developers of Rancho Santa Fe. Bing Crosby and Desi Arnaz, the Hollywood group used to come to Rancho Santa Fe, and especially also to Del Mar for the racetrack, for the race season. So that was a big draw to Rancho Santa Fe, and they had their golf tournaments and whatnot there. And then over the years, there was a time where there weren't very many developments of golf, and then I'd say in the last probably 15 to 20 years, we have now 7 golf communities and golf courses in Rancho Santa Fe.
Wow. And the Bridges, we're here at a beautiful home in the Bridges, and this is a very prestigious golf club. And I know that you know a lot about it. What can you find here? What makes it so special?
Well, the Bridges was actually a development that was done in conjunction with a local developer and Lennar, who is a very well-known national home builder. And they got together, and Robert Trent Jones designed the golf course. It's really an amazing, when you look at the topography of it, you've got the canyons. You do have 7 bridges throughout the community that span these amazing canyons. The Escondido Creek, which is right below us, goes through the bridges, and it's a beautiful topography. And the weather is not only ideal for golf, as they found out, but over the years they found that if it's great for golf, it's also great for growing grapes. So now the Bridges has their own wine.
They do.
And they bottle their own wine, and it's becoming very well known. And in addition to that, there was a grove, which is directly behind us. It was an orange grove that was a natural grove, and they just carved property pads in that grove so people could build their custom homes there. Wow. And avocado, citrus, I would say, and the grapes are probably what's best known here on property.
So is the wine ready to go, ready to drink?
It's ready to drink. That's what they tell me. They've been working on it for a long time, but I think I think they're perfecting it.
Okay, perfect. And you could probably get that in the clubhouse here at the
Clubhouse,
Bridges.
yes, exactly.
What else can you find in the clubhouse?
So the clubhouse was designed to look like a family villa. And the villas in Italy tend to grow, and they sprawl over the years as the family grows. And so the clubhouse is really very intimate. It's not a clubhouse that you would think of, or a banquet room or a hotel ballroom. It's small, intimate rooms that are great for entertaining, great for having small dinner parties, large dinner parties. But it's really a lovely place. 36,000 square feet. I know that sounds large, but that does encompass the men's locker room and grill, the women's locker room and lovely card room and coffee area, and you can order food and lunch and have that delivered. Then you have your bag storage and whatnot. So the 36,000 square feet is made up of, and also a golf shop. There's the grill, which is very popular. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are served, not every day, but most days of the week. And then one of my favorite places is the wine loft. Ooh. And that's above the grill, and it's reserved for private parties. You could have a meeting there. It's just a great intimate spot with a beautiful view, and the view looks west over the putting green, and it's an opportunity to really enjoy the service of the bridges.
So speaking of the membership a little bit more, I know there's different levels to it. And we mentioned that you don't necessarily have to live here to be a member, but maybe talk about the differences in the levels.
Sure, there's many people in the community in Rancho Santa Fe, La Jolla, up and down the coast that are members, and they are golf members. And so the people that are living on property obviously can be golf members, and there's an opportunity to also be a social member. So if somebody doesn't play golf, they have an opportunity to be a social member. But right now what's really great about the club is that there is an opportunity for a equity golf membership, and it's on a preview basis. Okay. So what that means is that you can try the club, you can not pay the initial membership fee, but pay the dues, and you can golf, and just make sure that this is some place that you want to be, that you enjoy the company of the other people, that the culture of the club is really very fitting for you and your family. Yeah. And the family membership is at $125,000, which was greatly reduced from the previous membership back in the day. And so you get to try the membership out for just paying the club dues. And if you join within 90 days, then that $125 is greatly reduced.
Well, with the fabulous membership and the golf club and all of the amenities comes fabulous real estate. And I know there's a lot of a variety here. Talk about the real estate here at the Bridges.
So the levels of owning real estate here are really very diverse. And it really, what I love about it is I really believe that there's something for everybody. There's things for young families, there's things for people that are empty nesters, there's opportunities still for people to build. There will be 5 more custom lots come available that the developer owns that have not yet been released. They should be on board by the end of the year or early 2017. So let's start with the villas. Those are the smallest opportunities here. And then the next opportunity is called the Cortiel. It's the courtyard style home. They have pools. Most of the villas do not. And then the balance, which is about 136, are custom homes where people purchased the property, the lot, hired their own architect, hired their own custom builder, and then went ahead and built. Now there is a design review, and the design and the review committee does approve the plans. And as you can see, there's a diverse look here, but it's all very contiguous. It works well together. And they've done a fabulous job, in my opinion. The landscaping is beautiful. There's a very rigorous landscape plan that you must adhere to. You can't put in trees that they're gonna take 20 years to grow. Right. So even though the community is almost 16, 17 years old, it looks like part of the Tuscan countryside that's been around for centuries.
So one of the most expensive sales here in the Bridges happened last year. You have represented the seller. What did that go for?
That was the highest price ever, and it was listed in the mid-9s, and it sold for $8.5 million.
Wow, congratulations on that, and congratulations on all your success. You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here. We hope you enjoyed hearing all about the Bridges Golf Club here in Rancho Santa Fe. Thanks for watching. I'm Lindsey Tuer for Lifestyle San Diego.
La Jolla, the jewel of San Diego, features one of the most beautiful coastlines in the world. A shopping district with high-end and local boutiques, galleries, fine dining restaurants, local coffee shops, and real estate that is nothing short of the pinnacle of luxury. Buyers looking for an oceanfront custom home, a beach cottage, or luxury condominium with panoramic views of the Pacific Ocean can certainly find their dream home here in this prestigious community.
I'm Jen Morris for Lifestyle San Diego. We're going to be meeting with mother and daughter team from Berkshire Hathaway, Maxine and Marty Gellens. We're going to hear from them about all that this fantastic community has to offer and why they are the leaders in the high-end luxury coastal real estate market in San Diego. We're at Duke's La Jolla down on Prospect Street, and I'm joined by the mother-daughter team, Maxine and Marty Gellens. Thanks for being here. Thank you. I know that you two partnered in 1994. Tell us about that partnership and how it's been since then.
It's been awesome. We were both in the business before on our own. My mom for, I don't know, probably 15 years at that point. And I had been in 9 years, but I had just had my first child, and real estate, it takes a lot out of you. So we decided to become partners so that I could be mom and real estate agent and have my mom's support in that.
And balance it a little bit better.
Exactly.
I had asked her to be my partner for like 5 years prior to that, and she said, no, I want my own identity. And she ultimately got her own identity after 9 years. She was a pretty successful real estate agent. So by joining forces, I didn't have to feel like I had to be a trainer and a go-to mom type of thing. I wanted to go to my daughter for answers, and that's what
You weren't just taking her under your wing, you guys came together.
Which a lot of people do today because they saw how successful we became in a mother-daughter situation.
You really did a 180 though, because you went to school and got your degree in kinesiology.
Yes.
Why did you take the turn and go to real estate?
You know, I just didn't really know what else I wanted to do at that point. At 21 years old, I had worked in my mom's office in the summers just helping her, so I learned a little bit about real estate. And growing up, my brother and I vowed we would never go into real estate. But, so I was a kinesiology major, thought I would go into sports medicine, you know, athletic training, something like that, but I needed more school for that. And I just was kind of burnt out, like most kids at 21. And I didn't want to go to school, so I thought I'll do real estate.
And also, when she was doing this, the kinesiology, like a trial job, I remember she had a job in the hospital, and she called me and said, "Oh, Mom, I was in the hospital, and this man, I had to pull up his pants fell down, and I was so upset," and that's what she had to do as part of this kinesiology, and she said, "I don't like that."
I think I'm going to go into real estate so I don't have to pull up some man's pants. Yeah, exactly. How do you two balance work life? I mean, are you sitting there at the Thanksgiving dinner table talking about real estate?
Never. Never.
Good for you.
We talk about real estate a lot, so clients out there that are listening, believe me, we talk about your houses a lot. But when it comes to our private lives and the kids, we don't discuss real estate. I don't think we even ask a question. And if something comes up, it's like, oh, call me later type of thing.
We're doing this now and we'll do that then.
That's how it's gotten. I mean, it's 24 years, so.
Right, you've had a lot of practice.
Yeah, we've had a lot of practice. And that was sort of the goal initially because I had babies. And so I wanted to know when I went home at night or at 5, I wasn't going to be on the phone with real estate. That was kind of our deal. So it kind of got ingrained in us to kind of take time at home was home time and work time was work time.
However, the first couple of years, I was very busy, and we didn't have the help then that we do now in helping with the things outside of listing and negotiating a sale.
Marketing
right,
and all those
everything. And we did that. We had one assistant, I think. And I was busy, and you didn't have the internet. You had nothing like that. You were running from pillar to post to do things. And she came to me one day and said, I can't do this. I can't do this. I need to probably go back to the way I was unless we can change something. So I went to a seminar and listened to a business coach, and I asked her to come down, and we hired a business coach. That was back in 1996, I believe, or 97, to help us segment our business into what's private time, what's real time, what's real estate time, how do we separate bills and this, everything that we needed to know, we hired a business coach, and to this day, we still have a business coach.
And you still use those same philosophies that you learned?
Better, even better, because today it's changed from 1994.
Right. So you've been living in La Jolla for 30 years. You partnered together in 1994, so you're almost 23 years here.
Yes.
What is so special to you about La Jolla?
To me, La Jolla, which is part of the city of San Diego, everybody knows that. We get to vote for the stadium, we get to vote for taxes, we get to vote, but it is a community. It is its own little community. And as you all know, because you've all probably tried to get into La Jolla, there's basically one, maybe two ways to get in and about one way to get out. So it's its own community, and it feels like a community. And to me, that makes it very, very special. Of course, I don't have to tell you that the ocean, which is here, better than Cannes, better than Nice, better than Monte Carlo, better than Italy, better than anything you can do. Every time I come back here from Toronto or wherever I am, Niagara Falls, I go, why do I leave?
La Jolla has something to offer for everybody too. A couple things. You don't have to leave. You have your banks, your grocery stores, your real estate agents, your drugstore, whatever you need is here. Movie theater. Now there's actually a live theater coming right across from the lot in La Jolla, so that's coming. So really, truly, it has everything. And then the neighborhoods kind of speak to different things too. If you're up in the Muirlands, you want more land and maybe a larger home. If you're in the shores, you want to be at the beach and you're much closer together. You know, if you're in the village, you want that village in town urban feel. If you're in Bird Rock, Lower Hermosa, Upper Hermosa, a lot of families go there. And so, you know, you kind of learn the pockets and kind of what attracts different people. And it has something for everybody from that perspective.
I really noticed that on your website. I mean, I was blown away. I used to live in La Jolla on Eads 20-something years ago, and I had no idea that there are 10 neighborhoods within La Jolla.
Yes.
And you guys go through, I loved it. And you go through and you see how each area is different and what it has to offer.
Every area is different, and when people come here, they don't, if they're new to the area, they don't really know that. But of course, talking to people and talking to real estate agents, they find that out. But I mean, like Marty said, we have everything.
Museum of Contemporary Art is here. So there's culture and shopping.
So what is the price point here in La Jolla?
Well, I mean, it's all over the place
Right,
too. I mean, you can get a little one-bedroom condo for $350,000, $400,000 on La Jolla Boulevard, and you can spend $15 million for an oceanfront. So there's a lot from little to, you know, enormous and everything in between. But
Average price is around $1.8 million, $1.9 million, $1.7 million, something like that, depending on what month. I mean, and the month and the newspaper's always trailing 90 days for pricing, so we say probably $1.8 million is today's average price for a single family.
And how are you two feeling about the marketplace right now? How has this year been for you, 2016? How are you feeling about 2017?
it's been a great year to date. But the last couple months have really quieted. We don't know if it's the election or what's coming. We normally have a really good fourth quarter. So the fourth quarter's just started, so we're looking up.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, it's no surprise that you open a luxury magazine and your listings and your faces are throughout the entire thing and have been for decades. You two are the best in the business. Thank you so much.
Fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Our thanks to Dukes La Jolla and Maxine and Marty Gellens. They are the best in the business, and you just heard why. I'm Jen Morris for Lifestyle San Diego.
All right, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed another episode of Lifestyles. Don't forget, you can engage in the conversation with us. Visit us online. Follow us on social media at craigsewing.com. That's all for today, and we will see you next week.